Congratulations on your TV.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man.
Awesome.
PB
Long
Common.
overdue, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
What
That's
was that PB?
34-2.
Now you was actually down there with one of our teammates at Dale Hollow with Kenny Mack because you're down there helping out Kenny Mack. That's a blessing.
Had little
Yeah,
Isaiah
it's
down there. I
truly-
seen little
Little
Isaiah down
Isaiah.
there.
Yeah, man.
Trying to
he
be
was-
the new mass
Yeah,
carper.
look at him.
Yeah, he caught his PB the first night, and then the next fish he caught immediately he broke his PB again.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was back to back, and then, we had him running around doing everything, working like us, so he was exhausted, and then we had a fish take off, and unfortunately he didn't wake up, and it was like a 30 something, a 31 something, and he was just clocked out. So I mean, I don't blame him there. It's his first experience, really.
Yeah, you gotta
getting out
learn.
there.
You
Yeah.
gotta learn. You gotta learn to divide your time up equally and figure out when them fish are really kind of biting too.
Yeah, you got to
Sometimes there will be
conserve
some
your energy.
periodically runs. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I have alarms set on my phone right now.
Yeah.
For like those little bite times. So even if I fall off, doze off, take a nap, whatever, then my alarm goes off and I'm kind of conscious. I'm like, okay, we're in the zone.
There's been some good fish caught in Connecticut so far too.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. They're
I've been
tearing
watching.
it up.
I've been following. I follow a bunch of the guys down there too. Man, there's been some nice fantails. There's been, I think the biggest mirror right now is probably, 12 pounds and like so many ounces because those are hard to come by.
Yeah, it's
but
not
the
like
fantails there are, oh man, I wanted to catch one when I was there so bad. But what's crazy is, my teammate Paul, our teammate Paul,
He is my teammate too.
yeah, okay. Well, they're down there, they're down there, and they're actually fishing the same peg that me and Justin Keaton fished.
Oh, no
Really?
kidding! That's a killer ass.
It is, man, but we could only catch fish at that peg during high tide.
You guys came pretty close.
That's what you guys were
Yeah,
saying.
I had a 27 and a 26 and some change. And Justin had a 23 and some change. We needed one more fish, and we would have had top, and we would have been in the money.
What up, Paul? Yeah, we're talking about you. Yep.
As always, shout out to all of our sponsors and supporters: Bottom Feeder Baits, Carp Commando, West Coast Bait Boats, Ultimate Bait Boat, Team Fish Fighters, of course, the organization putting everything together, Carp Angler, and Big Money Beepers.
And speaking of,
All the flavor companies too.
Big Money
Shout out to
Beepers.
R&W.
He's our next guest, and we're going to talk about his fishing.
And
rods.
we've had him on here. We've had him
show.
on the show before.
Yeah.
But he didn't have these beauties
All right, let's bring him
at
on.
that point in time. How's it going, Mike?
Hey guys, how are you? I sound good? You can hear me? All right, good. All right.
So, for some of these carp anglers that don't know you, why don't you kind of talk about yourself a little bit and what you do within the carp community and whatever else, and whoever else you want to give a shout out to. That's too.
Well, first off, let me shout out to all the people that support me, especially you guys, the Team Fish Fighters, everybody in Indiana, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. At this point, we've pretty much got customers all around the world, even in Missouri, Texas, Louisiana, spreading around pretty good. Back in 2022 is when we started doing the Big Money Beepers. And, going back to that podcast, if you recall, that was really a venture for me and my father. And, it is never about money with our products. It's always been about name and family and affordability. And so went down the Big Money Beeper path for a long time, and that's just grown into a lot of other things. I've recently obtained the company, the Big Daddy's Carp Caddies. So I purchased that company back in May, and got a lot of great products coming out of there as well. Some great surprises coming with that. Um, Developed these rods. I took the rods way personal. I took that as I took that on as a childhood dream more so than anything. So with that being said, it's been a blessing, man. I've been able to help a lot of people. We donate a lot of products, man. We support a lot of teams and stuff. I don't no longer do sponsorships, and I got a little backstory on sponsorships, and with all due respect to everybody out there that supports my product, one thing that I found with sponsoring people is that it seemed that I would give a lot of stuff away, but in reality, a sponsor, oftentimes doesn't really draw in business. And with all due respect, it's not about it's not about the business for me. You know what I mean? It's more about you buy the product because you like the product, or you like the support, or you trust the product or the person that you're buying it from.
Right.
And 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 the thing is with me, man, I have, oftentimes I get burned by more sponsors than I do help, and I've actually had more help from people that don't want to be sponsors. Tommy's a great example. I'm not sponsoring that dude. He calls me up. He likes my stuff. He wants my stuff, and that means a lot.
Right.
And one thing I've noticed on Facebook that I truly appreciate, and it speaks for itself, is that you'll see a lot of people out there that's like, "Hey, I'm a first time buyer looking for some alarms or something like that." And what you see is you'll see 30 people call out my name, and that means a lot to me because
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know these people. You know what I mean? I ain't paid these people. I haven't given these people anything. They literally calling me out because of the product itself. And then you'll have, some people that speak up on behalf of other companies, and I respect that. You can't please everybody, but in reality, the people that are speaking up on that product are paid people. They got free stuff.
Yeah.
So it speaks for itself when you got 40 people that call out your name and you don't know them from Adam. And neither here nor there, it is what it is. And the thing is, you can't please everybody. But that's my background, and the mindset that I've had in this business is more so built around my name and not a dollar. You know what I mean? Dollars can always come, but you only get one name.
Yeah.
And that's why I sign every single thing. That's why on my rod, you'll see my name. I stand by that. I don't, it ain't about that dollar for me. When it comes to a price point or what things cost, that is never in my objective when I'm making a product, what something costs. It's about what I want my name to stand for, and what something looks like by my desire,
Right.
and what people would truly want. And I stand on that.
Yeah, I think that's important to, uh, when you're designing a product, when you're putting out anything, to make it an extension of yourself, something that you would use, something that, you would feel comfortable showing up and, throwing out onto the lake, whether it be a rod, whether it be an alarm,
Right. Right.
even
And
down to
that's
your
true
bait,
because
stuff like
everything that
that.
he makes, he like you said, he stands behind his product. But you
Mm-hmm.
know what? The people, like you said, the people that are buying it also, the reason they're standing behind his product is because they're using it. They know how good it
Right,
is.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They know that I've owned 10 set of alarms and I've had these for 3 months and ain't had nothing go wrong with them.
Right.
And even if it did a straw bent or whatever, you know what you could do. Hey Mike, man, hey, can I send this back and get a straw? Boom, he's gonna take care of that for you.
Yeah.
I got you, dude. I got you every single time.
Yep.
And I can vouch for that every single time.
And that's
When
big business all day.
we don't often have things break, but you hit us up, dude. If you ain't, not only are we fixing your product, we sending you another one. Boom. Now you got two, and you didn't have to do anything. And that's one thing that it's not about the money for me in this product. This is not my full-time job. This is my name on the line, and that's what matters to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're not going to be able to please everybody.
Right.
I've spent over a year and a half developing this fishing rod that we're going to talk about today. And the thing is, it's not for everybody. But the thing is, I felt that, when I went into this, I went into it with a goal of this will be the new standard. This is what you're going to want. And I'm not stopping until it's that,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not going, I ain't stopping until it's that.
Yeah. All right. So I want to get into, we talk a lot, Mike, throughout, since we've met. Um, and, we've talked about a lot of different things, and you sent me a lot of different notes. I would like to get into the name.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Um, let's get into the name and tell everybody, kind of like what it's based off of, what, how you came up with it and everything like that.
All right, cool. Let's start with the logo first and then the name. All right, so the logo, the Spartan helmet, I have got that tattooed on my body,
Oh, nice.
and the thing is, if you'll notice, I'm a firearms dealer as well, and that's my logo. And when I was in the Marine Corps back in 29 Palms, California, when I was based there, I remember when Spartans the 300 come out. And we got first rights to watch that movie, and that was one of the greatest movies I've ever watched. Within a group of Marines, was like the
Love
most
that movie.
badass time to be watching Spartans, right? The 300s, and that Spartan helmet was so cool to me that I've utilized the similarity of that for my product and what it stands for. As for being a warrior and the never quit mentality. So that's where the helmet comes from. So now with the name, the Crucible. So I'm a Marine Corps veteran,
Right.
and if you'll know anything about the Marines, one of the last stages that it takes to actually become a recruit to a Marine is finalizing the test of the Crucible, which is like a 54-hour test of no sleep, no food, whole nine. A complete endurance. And if you'll look up that definition of Crucible, it basically states forged in a fire of a long trial period time and effort. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Something of that magnitude. And with that, and that registered with me. With this rod, I have spent so much time. I have spent so many, samples, so much money, and I'm like, you know what? That speaks a lot for me. It's military background, and it just all ties together, and it just seemed like the perfect name for this situation.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I think
So
it fits
Crucible is that's how that
It
come
seems
about.
like with all that, it fits the rod.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm gonna be able to put these through hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
how long have you been using these rods so far?
I've had them for a couple months, but
Yeah.
I haven't been out fishing a whole lot. I
Right.
fished with them for about 4 or 5 times. I haven't really.
Hey, but you know who has put them through hell? Bear.
Yeah,
Bear.
Bear. He bear fishes every Sunday.
Oh, Bear.
Yeah.
Jesus.
A lot of people have these rods. Rob Stout has these rods. I mean,
Bear used to be on our team one time.
yeah. But Bear's he fishes way more than I do. You know what I mean?
And truth be told, let's be honest, Bear don't basically push anyone's stuff. Bear's
No.
pretty cool, low key.
Right.
The dude fishes, he wins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For him to speak on behalf of that product without me asking him to, that says a lot to me. And I respect Bear for that, and I appreciate that because when it comes from somebody like that fishes like he does,
Mm-hmm.
I know if he's happy, there's going to be 80% of the people out there happy as well.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing so we'll get in. Obviously about that, but where did you? How did you come up with your price range? To really
All right, so
keep it and make it keeping it and making it affordable for the carp fishermen.
All right, so let's go about how it was created before I hit to the price point. All right, so the mindset of building this rod was I'm sick and tired of having to hold the side of my reel and have a short shaft rod that's like barely in my forearm. And anytime you're trying to fight a fish, you're like manhandling the side of your reel, and it's just no leverage. And the fact is, the majority of the rods that are out there are not designed for carp fishing. They are bass fishing rods, walleye fishing rods, and steering fish with that style of rod is totally different.
Yeah.
You do need that maneuverability back, left, and right real fast if you're a bass fisherman, and that's not what these are. And so, growing up as a kid, as a carp fisherman or a cat fisherman, them long days, them long handle days have went away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do buy a rod, a St. Croix, a Fenwick, them high end rods with them long handles, the problem is you have very, very tiny micro eyes all the way up the entire thing. And if you've ever fished with them, let me bring out a key point. One thing you'll realize when using them rods I'm speaking of is every single time you go to cast, you are taking that rod and have to flip the line around your eye just to cast. It's like the most annoying thing every single time. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, you're most
Am
definitely
I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so when I was going into this, I took like some of my childhood favorites. I want a long ass handle, to a point to where I have leverage. I'm a big dude, so I want leverage inside my armpit, my chest, way of steering this fish
This is
without compromising
Yeah,
feet
like
on the floor.
the firmness.
You know what I mean?
right.
All right. And so then you don't often get, and something else you will not find is $200 rods, St. Croix that are telescopic. Most high end 8 foot rods are not telescopic rods. I know that a lot of people want one shaft rods, but I can guarantee you 80% of the people in the population that carpfish has not broken a telescopic rod. So if they're telling you, I don't want a telescopic because it breaks in the telescopic part, you're going to have to make me a believer of that because I've never seen it.
I haven't seen that either yet.
No, I haven't. And that's one of the first things that I realized about these rods. This is my first time ever seeing your rods.
They look good.
Yeah.
Sharp.
Yeah, they are.
I love they're very very durable.
They
I
are
love the size
awesome.
on them. They're not real big and bulky. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
And they're
I
extreme.
might- I
They're
might be-
extremely balanced. They weigh 6 ounces. They
Yeah,
weigh 6 ounces.
Those
They
are
got
heavy.
all double footed seats, double locking nuts. And one thing too, let me bring out a key factor here: the reel seat itself. You'll notice that there is no exposed blank.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Most bass fishing rods, the blank is exposed. That is a weak point.
Mhm.
And when you're a carp fisherman, most people jerk on these things a lot stronger.
Yeah,
And that is a breaking factor right there when that's an exposed blank. So that's why that is not an exposed blank rod.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah.
telescopic factor of it. That you've got me falling in love with these rods right here.
Oh, they're nice.
I love
Just
the color
just
of
the
them.
feel. You are totally in control.
Does it come with? Now, I see this is made for casters. Do you also do it for open reels too?
I haven't. See, here's the thing: when I'm buying these things, I have to buy them at 50 at a time, and so for me to have varieties, I need to make sure that the market is there.
All right.
And this being a new venture, I am on my third order, so I'm around 300 and some deep. I eventually am making split handles and spinning rods, but it's just from my financial stability and ability, I've got to take this, step by step.
Yeah,
You know,
which is
Understandable.
understandable.
but yes, the spinning rods are coming. The split handles are coming, and I have new colors coming. I have a Cadillac pearl white that I can't wait to get out there. It's coming too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I would love a set of the spinning rods. For my home sessions. When I'm fishing around here,
Okay.
they would make perfect rods for the creeks and stuff that I fish.
Now the thing is, you've asked me about the price point. Going back to this before I get to the price point.
Mm-hmm.
So I have before I started actually releasing these rods, I've got these rods out to a variety of fishermen. I've got a striper guide by the Anthony Johnson. He is testing this rod. So if it's durable enough to be on a striper fishing boat, we're talking about 40-pound stripers. And we're talking about I got a TikToker who catfishes big time. He's catching 40-pound catfish with these things.
Seen the video.
So I'm testing these in a variety of types of fishermen and not just carp fishermen. And in reality, if we done an average of like what a carp weighs, let's say it's a 17-pound carp. Most oftentimes, let's say a carp is a 17-pound average.
Yeah.
If this rod is fully capable of maneuvering striper and 40-pound catfish, no one should have any issues fighting carp, if you understand what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, he's right. And me.
Now, the price point. I didn't know how to price this at first because I can tell you I'm in it for like, I don't want to put that out there. I'm in it a good bit of money. And what I mean by that is every single time I've added a feature on this rod, they tell me it costs this much. I don't care. I don't care what it costs. This is what I want. At the end of the day, I am trying to set a standard, a bar. I want this to be the rod 20 years from now that people talk about and continuously seek. So I don't give a damn what it costs. It's going to cost what it costs. Now, with that said, I actually spoke with Michelle at Bass Shack, and I was like, "Sweetie, can you help me start the price of this thing? Where is it at? So I gave her the rods. I let her look at them, and she said, it is a $150, $200 quality rod. It truly is.
Nice.
But that being said, it being brand new, it's not going to be something that I can put out there and get that for that. I've got to put it at a price point that people are willing to pay,
Yeah.
and then get it out there and let people see it and hear it, and and get the buzz going before the price point can be where it needs to be. It really, I would like to be at $125, but right now we're going to stick at $100 and just get them out there and get the feedback. And if there's any changes that I can make to make it even better, then that's what we'll do. But right now it's a $99, but it needs to be around $125. That is the quality of the rod.
Yeah.
for sure.
Wow.
And he's about right too.
Yeah, these are very, very sexy
Yeah.
rods.
Well, the bass rods, like he was saying, you'll spend $125.
Oh, yeah,
$200 for a rod.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
know. Like I was saying before I came over to Carp, I was a bass fisherman, and yeah, like he said, I had a St. Croix, a nice flipping rod, and a couple Mojo bass rods, and they were, between 3 rods, I'm in $500.
Yeah.
So
I
it's,
ain't got reels yet.
yeah. So to see these rods, and for them to have the price point of, like you said, eventually 125. Once your market and your demand gets there, that I don't see a problem with that. These are some really
Now, the paint job, I will tell you this for a fact.
That's what I was.
Even when I say I didn't skimp on any stage of this rod, the paint job alone on them 2 rods that you have right there, you're holding the blue and purple.
yes.
Unfortunately, you're not in the light to be able to show them how beautiful that paint job is.
Like it
But
really
that's
is.
$8.25. That is what I'm paying to paint each and every one of them rods. But I don't, like I said, I did not care what any cost of that thing was. So
You know what? See, if I look, I'm over here. If I look right at this one, I see purple. But if
Yeah.
I'm over here looking left, I see blue.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I would say that it's definitely worth.
And right there, of course, you got your name stamped on it on each rod.
that means when you see my name on something, that means I stand by that.
Absolutely.
100%.
And, I do love the logo. The logo's very, very, and I love the movie too. 300. That's one of my favorite movies.
Man, I'm telling you,
You said
that's.
I am
Hey,
Spartan.
I'm telling you,
you said you had the.
I got that
Spartacus.
I got that tattooed on me, man. I love that.
You said you got the whites coming in. Is there any other colors that you're going to try to focus on?
Yeah, so I'm going to focus on a burgundy, and I'm thinking like an actual green. Because these have compared. So I've had these out to a variety of fishermen. Um, talking about buff fishermen, people who slap jerk, people who just regular fish. They've been compared to the green extreme. So anybody that has fished can speak on behalf of that. These are about as comparable to a green extreme as you're going to get at the moment. Um, as far as the other colors, right now the pearl white is definitely in play, and basically, there's a lot of things that are taking place right now that I just want to hold on to because I feel, I got competitors out there that are quickly jumping on some of my ideas, and that's fine. So if that's how you roll, that's cool. But I'm definitely not like that. I like to be original.
Yeah.
So what are
It's gotten so bad to the point where like I'm like having to take applications for friendships, and I need 5 references too going forward. It's like I can't win, man.
So
Hey, everybody wants everybody. When people see something good, that's. I mean, I've seen it in the flavor world and everything. Just because R&W has the best strawberry, now somebody wants to mimic it, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And that's what people. It's just it's a doggy world.
Everybody wants to be like Mike.
Well, no, and the thing is, dude, you can't please everybody. But one thing I will speak on behalf of, I'm different, man. You've got to realize that by now. I'm a totally different type of dude. And I was telling a friend this the other day. If I seen somebody's product truly that I was in the same type of work or same business, and I seen somebody's product that I was like, oh my God, that is incredible. I will be the guy that calls up and be like, dude, I got to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal, but I'm probably going to have to do it. But I want to be the one to tell you I'm about to do it So, at least there's that respect of, man, it's that good that I got to take a piece of the pie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am that guy. I'm not going to be somebody that's going to be like Swiper the Fox around these trees taking people's shit. And, uh, man, I'm just different. I'm just different, man.
Yeah.
I'm
I feel
different.
you on that. So fully extended, since they are telescopic, how long are these rods? What is the actual length on them?
Okay, so yeah, they're 7'11",
Yeah.
telescopic, and they telescopic down to 6'4" so they can literally lay in the back seat of your truck long ways from door to door. There's 10 eyes, and they are double footed. They are double footed Fuji's. Okay. Now, with that said, the tip is also designed to keep you from having to wrap around the tip. If you remember me discussing that, and these micro eye rods, these high end rods, every single time you go to cast them rods with bait, you literally are twisting that rod right before you throw to try to get that line off the tip. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
And with this design that I have here, you never even think about it. You just throw the thing. You launch back, you throw the thing without any. There ain't no more fighting that string around the tip of it anymore.
Yeah, and that's what I've learned just on the few times I've
So,
used
yeah,
them. Like normally, like he's
One,
right.
two,
Like
three,
I don't care what
four,
kind of rod it
five,
is. I've
six,
had the cheapest
seven,
rod to the
8.
most expensive rods because I've owned so many different sets because I used to, do raffles or just
Right.
buy people stuff because I knew I was gonna sell it for a profit. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
it's part of the game.
You got 10. You got 10 eyes on this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10.
10. Wow.
And I'm telling you, that thing is so accurate. You're going to launch that son of a bitch across the lake. You hear me? You're going to have to be easy.
Yeah.
At
Yeah, I
least you
bet.
have on each a rod comes what with maybe 5, right? Or
I
about
think it's 7 to 8.
I was about to say
yeah.
seven.
And see, listen here, every single one of those eyes are a custom diameter.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh,
I took a micrometer, and every single one of those eyes are to a spec. They are not someone else's spec. I took a micrometer and I chose a certain diameter for every one. And what that does is it keeps the line slap down.
yeah.
That way it's more accurate. With a lot of my competitors' rods out there, if you'll notice, the eyes are a lot larger. And what that creates is line slap, which gives you lose the ability to control the accuracy of that cast.
So, Tommy, these are your rods.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when you first time, Michael gave you set of 3.
I got 4. I just only broke.
Okay, to test out and all that
They're
kind
the
of
ones
stuff.
in the truck.
Right. I'm jealous, but anyway, what was your first opinion on it right when you took it out on the lake?
Like I said, I've owned a lot of different rods, and I've used a lot of different rods. Like I said,
Right.
because I bought a setup that just may had some old school Fenwicks on them or whatever they may be, and
Right.
I haven't. I feel like I haven't used a rod like that.
Okay.
I feel like he's put, like you said, he's put everything in there that somebody like myself that has been fishing for carp for
Yeah.
so many years, because I started out with using ugly sticks.
Right.
Right.
Or just anything I could get at 14, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And to come all the way from then to now
Yeah.
to that,
Right.
like, you're totally in control. I fish a lot of tournaments in Pay Lake, so I need to be, I need a new tip.
Yeah.
So I need to be in control because I'm fishing these tournaments.
'Cause you got
Yeah.
the long
And
shaft right
sometimes,
here.
some of these lakes, you're really, really close to the next guy to the right of you or to the left of you. So you want to be in control, and that's my main thing. And then the handle,
Yeah.
Yeah, the
like
handle's
you said, throwing a shorter handle rod, like
Right.
you got to put it in your gut or you got to put it up underneath your arm.
I don't like it at all.
And I don't like it.
Right.
But just having it like this and just being able to, and you don't even have to horse anything because
Yeah.
the actual rod is doing all the work.
And the rod's 6 ounces.
Yeah, very,
6
very,
ounces.
very light.
With your
Not-
reel, it's what I'm gonna say with your reel too. What
Not,
maybe a pound or something.
yeah,
Maybe a pound.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
But the thing, it's balanced. So
Yeah, exactly.
even though it is the added weight, you can literally about hang that on your finger with the reel on there, and it's completely balanced.
Wow.
But I don't think me personally, I won't own another set of rods at all.
Well, of course. I mean, it's got Michael Thornburg's signature on it.
Well, I mean, it's
again, it's
it is
He's got his name.
it's his product and
guaranteed.
everything, but the product
Stamp.
speaks for itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been around people that hasn't seen them or haven't touched them, and they've been able to see them and touch them. You know, some of the highway guys out there by Highway Springs, they hadn't seen them yet, or been able to really actually touch them.
Right.
You know.
I wish that there was ability that they can fight a fish with them. I want you to feel a 20 on that rod and how you are able to guide that fish where you want it. You do not feel like you're being taken down the bank. You know what I mean? You are in full, complete control with that rod. You steer that fish exactly where you want to be. I wish Bear was on here so he can speak on this behalf because he has made so much money since he has got these things. He is like he said, since he's got these rods, he has not left his spot. Like he has brought the fish to him. Does that make sense? Like you are no longer feeling like, am I going to get the fish in? You know, is it whooping me? Is it taking me to down the bank? You are bringing these fish to you.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's really important. Like we were saying, especially in the Pay Lake tournaments and stuff like that, where you have guy to your left, guy to your right.
Oh, hey,
Hey, Michael Thornburg, we got
Oh.
a special guest on William
we got the bear.
What up?
What's going
What
on?
up?
Bear.
Bluetooth.
Yeah, I'm about to. Hang on, give me 1 second.
Where do you get you on the Bluetooth?
Oh hell, the truth's about to come out. Y'all better be ready. Bear ain't gonna tell no lies.
The bear.
So while we're waiting for him to connect to Bluetooth,
Turn
what's
that on.
your personal favorite
Make
part
sure it's
about these rods that you've made?
Yeah.
You
You
when
there?
you look at them, what's the part that you get
Can you hear, Bear?
real giddy about?
Hey,
Bear.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Turn it up.
Dude, I'm the first thing every single time that I have sold these rods or personally take them out. It's like I instantly say, "Wow!" The paint job itself, the lightness.
Disconnect. You there, Bear?
I'm all around taking about like how well it's come along. You know, it's coming. I love it all, man. I truly do.
Can you hear, Bear?
Not really.
He said not really.
I can't hear nothing.
Can
I
you
can
call
hear
him?
you a little bit, but I don't think I can hear Mike.
Yeah, you can't hear Mike just because you don't have the.
Oh, he does.
You don't have the headphones.
Ah,
Yeah.
nabbit.
Is there any way that we can call both of them at the same time?
Not if he's not in Discord. We can send him the Discord link real quick.
Well, hold on. I probably could send that.
Now, the thing is, I would love his feedback because, with that being said, I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm doing a sales
I got an
pitch because
idea.
Hang on, let me finish. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
you know, I don't want it to be like a sales pitch. I'm just speaking on behalf of the things that I've took in my mind when taking these steps to put it to where it is today, and it's all honest.
Well, actually, we could ask Bear the question, whatever question you have, or what else. We'll ask Bear the question since you can't
Yeah.
hear him, and then he could speak.
How about here's a few questions to ask him.
Okay.
I want you to ask him when he's fighting that fish, how much more control has he received since fishing with these rods?
Go ahead.
So Bear, since
Hey,
you've been using,
he hung up.
Oh, he hung up.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna try to hear. I'm gonna call him right back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, but yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying. How big of an importance that is that fish isn't dragging you around the lake, dragging you.
Hey, Bear. Hey, we got you on here. Everybody can hear you.
Yes,
Now, I want complete honesty too, so please have him. If there's something about it, please be. I mean, I love criticism.
Are you able
You
to
know,
watch this on your phone now, Bear? As we're talking, that way you can kind of hear
that's what
Mike.
I'm about to try to see.
Yeah, you should
All
be able
right.
to just get on Facebook and just be able to listen. Maybe if you had another phone or something, maybe. That way you can hear Mike too. You know what I mean?
He's watching.
So really, the question that we want to know is, How much has it improved?
Well, I think then it's coming through my mic. Just for what? Yeah, if I try to watch it, it's coming through my mic also.
Okay.
But
Okay.
look, this is what I'll say. Those rods have been a game changer. The first fish I caught, the first day I used them was an 18.8. I thought I had a little fish on. I mean, I brought it right in thinking nothing until I seen it hit the bank, and I'm like, oh shoot, hey, that's a spot right there. And I'll tell you, I've caught a lot of decent ones on them already, and I am definitely getting another set. That's what I'll say about them. They're great.
Okay.
Now, when you're like you said, Barry, you said when you caught that first fish, it was like an 18.8, and you thought it was a little fish. Like, do you feel like you was fully in control, and that's why you really feel like it? You know, you thought you had a smaller fish just because of how much torque that rod was actually taking.
Yes, man. I'm a big fan of how light they are
Okay.
because they're a lot larger than my previous rods, but they might even be lighter.
Yeah,
Now, if you don't mind,
that's that carbon fiber for you, though.
if you don't mind asking,
Yeah.
what is your last set of rods that you had?
I was using Bass Pro Tourney Specials
Okay.
But he's probably got
Yeah.
5 sets of rods. So.
and,
Yeah.
and Bass Pro Pro qualifiers.
Which is like you
Those
said.
are some good rods. So
Yeah.
when Michael Thornburg's rods came out and you started testing them, you're like, wow, oh my God, this is even a lot
Next
better.
question, Mike.
Yeah.
You got another question,
Yeah.
Mike?
Yes. So I also asked him, like, so his first impression of like being able to cast, his accuracy and his distance with them rods.
He would like to know what you think about like when you casted with him for the first time. You know, accuracy. You know, being able to put them where you want.
And distance.
And distance.
I'm definitely liking them. And they're a little longer than what I'm used to, so it took maybe about an hour or two to dial in with them like I wanted, but
Yeah.
I can send it, dude. I can send it to the next peg across from me if I wanted to with them.
You're gonna have
Yep.
Sergio over there talking about you're in my hole.
Yeah, and the accuracy
Yeah.
thing on them, I really can't speak on a lot because.
And how does he like the cork handle, the actual ability to maneuver that thing with control instead of feeling like you're holding on to the side of your reel with your wrist doing all the power?
So I used to put in years and years of it, and I got a pretty good cast on me most of the time.
Yeah, for sure. How do you feel about the cork handle?
I am a big fan of them because of they're a little bit longer on your handle.
Okay.
Well, at first I didn't know if I would like
He's saying
that
he
or
likes
not,
them because they're longer.
but fighting fish, just reaching for your rod, just anything, I'm in love with that.
Yeah, because
And
I know,
I've
like you
always
know,
liked cork handles. I feel like they hold up a little bit better over the years.
just having that little bit longer handle too, like Bear was saying, because you know, we'll just speak about Hubbards. You know, some spots your stands are down, so it's easier for you to hurry up and reach and grab that rod and just pull up. You ain't gotta have the reel set or nothing. You know what I mean? Just being able to
Yeah.
get to
And
it.
say you got two fish on too, it makes it easier.
And not that it really matters, but it does matter to me. His first impression of when you visually take it out of the rod sleeve is wow. Ask him. Every single person says wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
And it's jumped right out of my hand with a fish. With these, you probably ain't gonna have that.
No, because you got that extra little bit of long rod.
The eyes, I like. They're a little tougher, a little nicer than probably what I'm used to. You know, the ones I have only the single. I don't know what word to describe it, but it's only got the little single piece to hold it on. Where these at least are doubled up, maybe even more.
Okay. So you
So
got
they're a little nicer than what I've always had.
Yeah, but like
sure.
you said, congratulations on your next set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this: what I told him the very first night that I used them, I paid for all but one of them.
Yeah.
So the very
Yeah, so
first
that
night that I
first
took
night
them
he hit a
out, I got
jug on him.
second place. I got second place. I got a couple spots. I hit like 300 something. I almost paid for them.
Wow.
There you go.
After I bought them. The next tournament, I think I done paid for them after that. Just last week or whenever, I think I hit a 19 jug on them.
Yep, seen
A
that one.
couple spots, couple 30-minute slots, hit about 600 on them just that day. So just that day alone paid for them.
And that's just being a lot about being in control too, you
Yeah.
know, because
Yep.
And that's
and having that right amount of play.
I am a firm believer that they are helping me get in fish and get in better fish quicker, because the longer you fight a fish, that's the more chance it has to come on.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
The quicker you get it in, it's that's
Yep.
the less fight you're giving its lip to wear out.
Yep.
And like you said, we might only have 4 minutes to really get a fish in and get it to the scales, depending on where you're at. If you want to get it up to the scales or not. You know what I mean? Because I've seen a lot of big fish, and Bear can sit here and tell you too, been caught in the last 5 minutes of a
Yeah.
tournament. You know, I'm talking big fish of the whole day too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's usually how it
Yeah.
goes for some reason.
yeah. You got any more
Especially
questions for him,
lakes,
Mike,
man.
that you want us to ask him before we let him go so we can get back to you?
Yeah. One more question. Let's see. What was I going to say? If he had to rate the rod, like with all joking aside, 1 to 10, where would he put that rod?
He said Bear on a scale of 1 to 10. Obviously 10 being the highest. He said, where would you rate this rod just off of since you know everything you've learned about it, touched it, fished with it since you've had it?
And your honest opinion.
Right. He said no BS, your honest opinion.
He said he don't care if it's bad.
You never give something a 10 all the way, because there might be something better eventually. You never know what can happen in the world. But what I would say, from what I've seen with them, the overall, just the look of them, the feel of them, how they feel with a fish on, the bend, everything across the board, I'm gonna give them probably about a 9.5.
A 9.5.
Yeah.
9.5. That's good.
Nice rods, man.
Yep.
They really are. And this is one last thing I want to say, because this means a lot. I'm telling you. My 2 teenage sons seen them the day I got them, and I was rigging them up. They were like, "Oh, you got new poles, yeah?" And they were down the hallway. Well, they finally come into the living room area where I was at and seen them in the light, and they both were, "Oh my God, dude, look at those,
Yep.
man, those are
Yep.
nice." So
Yep.
that tells you right there.
I told you that everybody's very first words out of their mouth when it gets into daylight is "Wow." You can't help but say it.
Yeah, I think that was my exact reaction was,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Very sexy. Very sexy.
And these lights in here really ain't doing it no justice. Like you said, you just need
No.
that sunlight on
Yeah.
them.
I can see the purple on that one and the blue on those.
Well, Bear, hey, we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you always coming in. You know, whenever we need a little, you know, just some honest feedback from you. And I know Mike appreciates it too.
Feedback that comes.
I truly do. I truly do.
It's 100% guaranteed. So,
Yeah.
You know.
Well, thanks,
so.
Bear, man.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Thanks for hitting me up.
Nope. We'll talk to
Thank
you later,
you.
bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Later.
Wow, Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a legend. He's a legend there. That's good. That's a legend.
My whole goal and intentions when I went to developing this rod is I truly want to develop the rod that is the niche rod for this community. You know, there is a lot of rods out there that do work, and people will continue to use those, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But by the time I finish making the final touches of this rod, you would almost be a buffoon not to own it. I mean, because it's designed for what we do, pay lake fishing, 2AT.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of hard. not to want a set. And I can tell you, I want to say, I'm venturing to say 60% of the people that have purchased these rods are already buying another set that they can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So,
definitely look
so
like Cadillac.
Yeah.
Do you know when the white ones? You plan on having the white ones in?
yeah, so it's a very slow process. That is one painful fact of doing this, and that's the reason why it's taken so long, a year and a half now. It's everything seems to be a 3 month thing. So I'm hoping by the chili meat, I will be fully stocked with all colors and ready to
See?
present everything.
That was
That's my goal right
That's
now.
awesome.
That was my next question. Are you going to have your rods here at the
Yes,
carp chili meat?
absolutely. You will. These will be at the chili meat.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he told me months ago. He can't wait. He
What?
can't wait to come back
What?
before the rods. He was.
You guys got any more questions or anything like that? Or?
Man, I truly appreciate you guys supporting me, and I will always continue to support
Well,
you guys too. And
the,
I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to speak on behalf of this product because it's a new product and people don't really know what it is. And one thing I did not want to do is I don't want a big money beeper the thing to death. You know what I mean?
right.
I'm trying to separate products here. One because not to disrespect any other company, but there is diehard fish on people and full pull people and addiction alarm people and whomever else people out there, and that's fine and dandy. But if them people are so dedicated that they're not willing to try this product, that then they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
Right.
So when I ventured out, I want this to kind of be on its own. You know what I mean? This is Crucible rods, Thorny. And that way it's not tied to anything and it's not hurting anybody. And and I don't want to name everything the same thing. You know what I mean? I don't want a big money beeper thing to death. And so that's another reason why the name change.
Well, I'm looking forward to have another banner up here.
Yeah, I'm working on that. It's all process. It's
It's
all
all
process.
So if you're
Nothing
going to have two different names, might as
Rome wasn't
well
built in a
throw
day.
scope,
Yeah.
So
But
And
Mike,
I ain't got a whole lot of money like a lot of other people I'm fighting against, so I got to take these snowballs a little bit at a time.
Of course.
And I'm fine with that because like I said, this product and all my other products is not built around money. They're built around my name.
yeah.
And that's what matters at the end of the day. You only get one name.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I can always make another dollar. So
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
he's right, 100%.
well, so all right.
Yeah.
you
Thank very
you
much. This was
tarnish your
awesome.
name one time and then that spreads like cancer and then next thing you know
Yeah.
you can't hardly recover from that. And that's why it means so much for me to put my signature on my products because I stand by that name.
Right. So
Well,
Yes, sir.
Mike, man, we're getting towards the end of the show. Is there anything else that you want to, go ahead and talk about real quick before we get off, or anything, give any shout outs or
Yeah,
anything like that?
when's this chili meat, man?
we are talking about
March, is it March?
is it March? I think it's March.
Yep.
The reason why we want to put it in March is because we believe a lot of people get their tax money.
Well, not
Yeah.
not just that, but
Yeah.
it's hard to compete with the boat sport and travel show
Yes.
every year.
Yeah, it
well,
is.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's one of the biggest fishing, boating,
Yeah, here in Indianapolis, and it's
events that probably goes on as far as the size.
Yeah.
So we don't want to compete with that. So we're trying to do
Yeah.
it a little bit after, that way.
and that yes, a lot of times a lot of these other companies too that
That travel.
the travels that they're doing some bigger things in it. So we're trying to get away from that little bit of area they're doing, and hopefully they can concentrate on us after they're done with their little. I mean, we're not the biggest thing, but we're trying to make it the biggest.
Yeah,
thing.
it's definitely
Man,
bigger.
it's big for me. I absolutely love that event, man. I love that event. And I love you guys, honestly.
He sold a lot. He got rid of a lot of beepers.
Oh yeah,
A lot of
hot
beepers
seller,
sold.
hot seller. And then
Mike,
you what else? Yeah, you had like you just not had big money beepers.
are you bringing caddies?
Caddies?
Yes, sir. All different kind of colors. I got shit in the works, son. I'm telling you,
You
bro.
know how it is, bro. When you know, but you can't really.
You're gonna have to just give me like a third of the building, son. I'm bringing the
There
shop.
we go.
So
I've been knowing about the caddies and everything for months, man.
Yeah.
I just ain't really been able to say
all right,
that.
well, anything else? Anything?
Nope.
Nope.
We
I think that's
appreciate
our
you,
show.
Mike. We appreciate
Yeah.
everything you do for not just the carp community.
Man.
You know, I'm sure
Ab-
everybody appreciates you so much.
Yeah.
Man. I don't think you.
And I appreciate, man, and I appreciate everybody. I truly do, man. And the thing is, you can't please everybody, and I'm cool with that. It's healthy business. It's okay if you like somebody else. You know what I mean? That don't bother me. I don't care what you fish with. I truly don't. It never has bothered me. I actually partner with a lot of people when I carp fish that use, other product. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. I like you for who you are. I don't give a damn what you use. You know what I mean?
All right, brother. Well,
All
again,
right.
appreciate you coming on to the show.
Absolutely, guys.
I love
Thank
your
you so
product.
much.
Really
No,
do.
we appreciate there's other products out there too. You know,
Yeah.
it's to each his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna like his product.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna like everybody else's product. You know, I like what I like. You know?
Right. Yeah.
But if I feel something or see it or touch it, you know what I mean?
I tell you, one thing I like about Michael Thornburg is, he makes some great product. But the other thing that I like most of all,
I like him as a person before anything.
he put his
because of how he treats
name,
us and
his name is guaranteed on each product that he and what he means is that, hey, I put my name on these rods. I'm not going to.
he signs every alarm.
Every.
There's not one alarm that goes out his door that don't have his signature.
That's
on it.
pretty cool.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. So.
You know, like you said, he stands behind his product.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Not saying nobody else
If
don't.
there's something
You know
else
what I mean?
goes
But
wrong with
he
it,
stands on that.
Yeah.
He stands on business when he sit there and
Right.
says, you know, it don't matter what happens. If you, I know for a fact personally that somebody has asked me about, hey, I like them alarms. I got these alarms. They're kind of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, well, you know, here, hit up Michael Thornburg.
Yeah.
You know, so boom, my buddy hit me back. He was like, yeah, bro. He said he's gonna fix them. All I gotta do is ship them to him.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
and that's what that means when he puts
yeah,
his name on it. He's like,
well,
I got you. Yeah.
It's not. It wasn't even his alarm.
Oh, really?
There was some other alarms.
Oh.
So he, you know, my buddy shipped them to him, and once he got them alarms, he was like, "Hey, man, let me just." I want to say 99% that he sent them alarms back to him because he didn't want to fool with them.
Mm-hmm.
But he also sent him
Some
a brand
big
new
money
set
beaters, yeah.
of alarms. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's pretty cool.
That's very generous.
So like here, pretty much just keep these.
Right.
You don't have to use these no more. But here's a brand new set.
Right. Here's your upgrade.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
Yeah, I
that's,
like
I
stuff
said,
like
that
that.
just goes to show you what type of person he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, everybody's got their own products.
Yeah,
They stand behind it. Just
Yeah,
like
I love the looks of
that's
these
incredible.
rods. These rods are nice.
Yeah.
Well, brothers.
I want to give a shout out though.
Oh, go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to Austin Spain.
Austin Spain.
He used to be on our team.
You did.
You know, a lot of people knows that a lot of stuff's been going on in North Carolina and everything like that with the weather and everything like that, and so much stuff being wiped out about Ward's Lake. You guys look up Austin Spain. He has been doing some raffles, and he's been sending all the money, like whatever extra that he makes off of doing the raffle, he's been sending to Jeff.
Oh, wow.
Jeff and them at Ward's Lake.
Cool.
Because their lake literally
Yeah, it got destroyed.
got wiped out. Like his whole I feel so sorry for them people down
Yeah,
there.
man.
And this is another thing that's really, really crazy. And then we'll call it. So I was just in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, I know.
Working over the weekend and everything. So I'm off work. I'm at the hotel or whatever. And we go down to the common area, and there's this woman sitting there with her computer. And she had a FEMA badge on. So I asked her, I'm like, why is Florida getting so much help? You know what I mean? And North Carolina and them are not. And she really looked at me and was like, because we can't get to them.
Yeah.
That was her exact words. She said something about there was some National Guard there or whatnot, you know. But she said they cannot get to none of the, they can't get nowhere because all the roads are gone.
Oh, no kidding.
Or washed out or not safe to even
just
get
destroyed.
on. You know what I mean? Just destroyed. And that's really all she said, you know, she had to say about it. Like nothing more, nothing less.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It really is. I mean,
Wow.
it's crazy what they're going through.
Yeah,
But
just
you would
people
think
there just
with everything that's going on in North Carolina, you would think we would see more videos of it, like personal. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like what Jeff and them did at Ward's Lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he really went there and showed you, you know.
Yeah.
There used to be a lake here, and now I have a river running through where my
Yeah.
lake used to be.
I seen
Like
that
the
video.
river don't even go where the river went before.
It's just
It rerouted itself.
yeah, it's
And then-
bad.
Yeah, and I think once it reroutes itself, like I really think he's screwed.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I
think
don't know
it's-
the ins and outs of that.
Yeah.
But once that normal waterway that normally goes like this, if it changes courses in any way, like I don't know.
Right,
you
what
would
do you
think,
do?
Yeah, what do you do? You would think they would have to. They would have to do something, fix it.
Somehow build a wall or something, or
Well, they would just. That's what happened.
Yeah.
You know, all the water comes down out of the mountain and goes into this big river. Well, you know, he had branched. Obviously, his dad probably branched off that years ago.
I seen an episode like that on Yellowstone.
Yeah.
The guy looked like-
But I feel sorry for them, man. But shout out Austin
Yeah.
Spain, man, for
Good
sending
job,
that, you know,
Austin. Nice
sending
job.
that money to Jeff and them, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to raise $300,000,
Yeah.
and you know, he lost a lot. He lost home, business,
Everything. Yeah.
and like I said, I don't think he has a retirement plan, man. So
Yeah.
you guys look up Jeff Ward and them, man.
Man was hurting.
Yep, they're definitely hurting. They lost absolutely everything, and I'm sure there's other people that's out there trying to help them out as much as possible. But they
No,
do
that's
have a
like what's there.
GoFundMe up too, man. If anybody wants to get on there and donate to them.
Well, you good?
All right, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the show.
I think that's
Appreciate everybody for tuning
Thank
in.
you, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Yep, and we'll
We'll see you next week.
later.
Thank
Later,
you.
guys. Thanks for watching.